Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome back to my channel. As per usual, we know me. I never know what I want to do until I actually sit down and start looking at the makeup. Although I think I do want to know I think I know what I want to do with skin. I want to do like a nice light sort of glowy skin that I sort of like I haven't done in ages. So I've already done my skincare and just use the green key. Is it kiwi and mulberry extract? The Naturally Radiant range from Superdrug. I've already used the green of it. Not the green. It is green. But the glow one of it on my skin today. And just some eye cream from the same range. So I think I need to do a bit of tiny colour correcting on them today as well because I am doing a lighter look. So, but first we're going to try and just reduce the redness on these bad boys today because they are very red. And as I want to try and focus more on the skin, I don't want too much. Like, I don't mind the redness on my cheek whenever I'm doing like a more of a naturally skin, like a more skin focused look, because I feel like that just adds to the blush, you know, work with it rather than against it. But these boyos, we just need to, it doesn't actually want to go on the actual bit, it's going round the spot alright. So just a tiny little bit, and I like to blend a colour corrector and warm it up on the back of my hand because I feel like it just makes it more easy to control when you're using your finger rather than applying it with like straight away with like a brush or a sponge. You can control the coverage and the like where like the placement, that's the word. You can control the coverage and the placement when you do it with what's the word, with a finger. So I'm just gonna try and just tap it on there and just blend the edges. That might need a bit of extra concealer today. And then just a little bit around the nose. See? Now, if only it wasn't leaving such a green cast, it would be really nice to just have something like that that isn't concealer. Going in with a peachy orangey one just to go under these eye bags a little. And again, less is more, because the more you add, the more you have to add to, like, the more other like concealers and stuff like that you have to add to try and cover it. But like the difference. Just decided to get back into making like YouTube videos and stuff. It had been a really long time. Like if you scroll back, not that far because I've only been back doing it like a couple of months. But I'm just so glad that I actually spent like that I just got back into it rather than like I'd spent a long time just worrying what other people would think. And that is not how we should be living our lives. It's not how anyone should be living their lives, especially like if it's not causing harm. Do you know what I mean? This is not causing harm. And I just would worry about what other people would think and would say and yada yada yada. And I'm just so annoyed that I like spend so much time just like actually wasting time not doing it. And I'm not like, now I still deal with imposter syndrome a lot, but my imposter syndrome as well constantly, and my brain constantly telling me that it's not that I'm not as talented as I think I am and I don't have the skill and blah 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 blah, and that's not fucking true. That is not true. I do have the skill and I do have the talent and the creativity. I think a lot of the time as well with social media you spend a lot of time like comparing yourself to others, especially in your 20s, and just wondering and comparing, being like, how do they have this and they're doing this and blah, 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 blah. And yes, okay, there's people out there that are privileged and can get what they want whenever they want, but there's a lot of people out there working hard to get what they want. And it's not an overnight success. Most people who have success have worked extremely hard for it. And yeah, so I was spending a lot of time in the comparison mindset, and that's not a place to live. Like, it's not. And it then dampens your creativity, dampens your like excitement and your like just life, because you're like, well, why haven't I got this? They've got that. So that is a really hard like mindset to get out of. And the depression really wasn't helping with that either. So I am doing a lot better, and now sometimes we still struggle and we still fall back into that mindset, but we're working on it. So yeah, I'm just glad to be back, and I'm glad to be like doing makeup again and actually falling in love with makeup again, and also know my imposter syndrome can shut the fuck up, because I have had professional makeup artistry gigs. Like, I am a professional, so my brain can just shove it. Just going in with a bit of Charlotte Tilbury Beautiful Skin, just to add a little bit of a glow. But yes, I'm really, really glad, and I do have some stuff planned. For the channel, and I want to just get more time to sit down and actually do like more creative looks. I just need to get some stuff. Like, I have ideas. I want to get glue for gluing down my eyebrows. Can we just use Pritt Stick? Because we don't really get Elmer's glue in the UK, which I know a lot of like drag queens and people would use for like gluing down brows and stuff. But can we just use Pritt Stick? Let me know, because I want to do some glued down brows, because I have a real cool ideas that I want to do. So yeah, I'm just glad to be back. But the skin is glowing and she's looking nice, and we're just going to put, do not forget your ears, ever, ever, ever forget your ears. Because if they're out, if they're going to be out. If you have short hair like me, they're always out. Just bringing it a little higher on the cheeks, just to give it a bit more of like a bronzy, summery glow, you know? Fake that holiday tan, or just fake that tan, because I'll never be sitting in it. No, no, no. Factor 50 always, and no sitting in the sun. Also, I am also a qualified junior hairstylist. So dickhead. So I was thinking of changing my hair color, because I really want to go to like a normal color. It's not going to be normal, it's going to be very bright, but we just want to see that, like, that process, and how I do it. Let me know, because yeah, I really want to change it up. Going in with this Model Co blush. I've had this for years. I don't even know if it's the same like Model Co that's the same, like, I really don't know if it's the same company, because I got it in one of those like beauty box things. I can't even remember what one. Do you know what I mean? I let your body decide. Sorry, I cannot get that song out of my head. This is the Just Peachy cream blush. Yeah, sorry, I can't remember what beauty box it was from, and I don't know if it's like the same company or not. I'll go and look after, and if it is, I'll leave it in the description, because I'm filming on my phone. So just bringing that blush a little forward onto the cheeks. I love blush on the apples of my cheeks. and then just to bring it up just a little, but mostly concentrate it on the apples. That skin actually looks so friggin' nice today. This is what I was saying in one of my TikTok videos as well, because I had let my skincare fall to the wayside as when I was moving and just life bits and pieces and things. And it was very stressful. And I just let my skincare fall to the wayside. And my skin barrier was broken and about 2-ish months ago, maybe more. Just when everything got settled in the house, I was finally able to like get back into my skin routine. But because the barrier was broken, it was just a cleanser and a moisturizer. That's literally all I used. And sun cream, obviously. And the moisturizer was, I'm saying like it doesn't necessarily have to be expensive products. Now, yes, I was using a La Roche-Posay cleanser, but I really don't rate it that much. Like, I'm using it because I have it, but like I think I would just go to like a far more cheaper cleanser, because I even watched a video, but it was after I'd purchased this, of dermatologists saying like what is like one skincare product you shouldn't spend a hell of a lot of money on, and every single one of them was saying cleanser, because you literally wash it off and it goes straight down the sink. So I am trying to use it all up. So yeah, I was using that, and then literally Weleda Skin Food, the rich one. I love that product so freaking much, like so much. It is so good. And that's all I used. And then recently I've been using like the Naturally Radiant range from Superdrug with the eye cream and their moisturizer and their their day cream and their moisturizer. And then I got a top up. We went to Kildare Village and I got the Charlotte Tilbury. Why am I going with a sponge today? For me, this seems to be a Charlotte Tilbury video today. The Charlotte Tilbury Radiant Concealer. Yeah, I got a top up of the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Cream, and I've been also using a bit of it. I don't think I rate it like I used to. Like, I loved that moisturizer when I first came out, but like, I don't know, it just really isn't. It isn't really what I remember it to be. So, but it's still nice. But so I'm going to use it up, obviously, because that's expensive. But yeah, it's not what I really remember like rating about it. So that's a bit of a bummer. But yes, so like it really does not have to be expensive skincare products. Like, you can get some really affordable like skincare, but also like remember that, like as I said on the TikTok video I made the other day, yeah, like it doesn't like there's so much guilt as well, like if you're in or online and following beauty trends or makeup videos or whatever, like there's such a flipping pressure to have perfect looking skin, and to do your skincare routine that's got like 300,000 steps to it, and you'll not get perfect skin if you don't do all of these steps and spend all of this money. And it's just not true. It is just not true. I'm not a dermatologist, so I'm not saying that like, and I could be fully wrong, but knowing with my skin and how I look after my skin, most days it is a cleanser, an eye cream, and a moisturizer, maybe a toner if I remember, retinol again in the evening times, once or twice a week if I remember. Like, I also I've run out of, if you use retinol you need a vitamin C serum, and I've run out of a vitamin C serum at the minute. So it is just like a lot of flipping pressure and money that I think you don't need 1,000 products. You don't need loads and loads and loads of things. You need to figure out what your skin type is, and then you need to work out what you need. Don't be just going off what some influencers say, and that isn't a qualified, trained dermatologist. I just get really like sort of like it just adds a whole lot of extra stress that like, and pressure and societal pressure to have this perfect skin that not everybody has or is born with, because at the end of the day it's also genetics. Just try the best to stay hydrated, but I'm trying not to feel so much bloody pressure to be doing 10,000 things. So I will just be doing what I can remember to do. So yeah, just remember, like, it's not the be all end all if you don't have a 1,000-step skincare process, because you have a few wee bumpy boys here, but my skin looks good. So my skin is hydrated and it is protected from the sun. So I've got like the Discover Weekly playlist on. I listened to one remix last week, the new Disco Lines one with No Broke Boys. Obsessed. But I listened to one remix. One remix last week, and now that's all there is. Showing up. So I think I will just do a tiny bit of powder in the T-zone area and underneath the eyes. And if you're like me, you dry under eyes, you don't need to do the baking. Start from the bottom and work your way up to your eyes. So start at the bottom of the face and up over. Again, up over. And just a little bit in the middle of the forehead. That spot does not, and I mean literally does not want to disappear. So I'm going to try and go in with a bit of concealer over the top. Just go in over that spot a little. Okay. And then set it with a bit of powder. Just dust off any excess powder there. And go back in with that blush brush and just as close to it, but try not to get it. You know? And then I think I want like a creamy, glowy K.J.H highlight. If you've watched any of my videos before, you will know that this is probably one of my favorite highlights of all time, ever. I'm gonna take about that much and then a drop of the Hyper Shine highlight, or like the Hyper Shine serum, sorry. Mix that on the back of my like hand here. Look at her, Gorgina. Take these and just add a tiny bit of like a bronzer vibe in the like crease area, and go in with this, just prime that into the brush. Whoop. And there we go. I will come back and blend it out more. Sometimes I just like to go and set the product down where it should be and then come back to it, you know, to blend it out. I like to bring it forward as well a little, just to give it sort of like an extra glow almost on the cheeks, you know. And then I'm just going to concentrate a bit on it here. And genuinely, sometimes, do you know what I really freaking love? Like a really nice heavy look with such nice light skin. I was actually going to go for a completely different colour, and then I came across these Makeup Geek. Oh, Makeup Geek. Love those eyeshadows so freaking much. So I've got Petal Pusher and Curfew, And then some sort of like, isn't it halo? Is that what you call it? Oh my god, that's what we're going for. Subtlety is just not me, if you couldn't already tell. So I'm gonna go in with the darker shade Curfew first. Just sort of start packing it there and a bit there. Petal pusher, which was the lighter one, on a blending brush, and just sort of blend that out a little and the edges. Back in with more Curfew. I'm taking it even on a more denser brush, just so I can really try and pack that on. And then back in again with a bit of that petal pusher colour. And then whatever's on the brush under, trying to leave that little like gap in the middle as well. Blend it out with Petal Power, and I don't mind taking Petal Power all the way across because it still leaves mostly the gap. And again, just back up in here. I'm gonna go with this Kylie Jenner palette that is so, again, so old that I don't know what the names are. And also, these are all in my personal collection. These aren't my kit. These are my personal collection. In case anyone's funny about old makeup, but as long as it's sanitized, I will keep it in my collection. But I'm thinking, let's just go freaking all out with silver. Because why the fuck not? So I'm just going to take that on my pinky. Look at that. That was like a wee, and that's what come off. And let us see. And just put it there and just, oh yeah. And I like, ooh, to even sometimes bring it a little into the actual thing up to the brow bone. That may not be your personal cup of tea, but sure as hell is mine. In with a mix of Petal Power, Petal Pusher, Petal Power, I can't remember, and Curfew, and just sort of blending any of that glitter that's come too far. I have now glitter all over my face. So just sort of go back in over with brushes just to sort of soften that silvery edge. I took her a wee bit too far, lads. Wouldn't be like me. Wouldn't be like me. Let's see if this works. Well, we're just gonna have to deal with the glitter on my underneath my eye. We're just gonna have to deal with it. I'm gonna fix this and then do the other eye. So I'm just gonna take a bit of this concealer, whatever's left on this concealer brush, and just try and soften those edges a little. I cannot believe how bloody pigmented that silver is. Literally forgot because I haven't used it in forever, so now I literally have glitter all over my face. But like, that is freaking pigmented. And I like to bring it up to the eyebrow because why not? Sometimes, why not? Oh, and I'm going to take a little small brush and take a little of that silver on it and just take it just underneath the eye there as well. eyebrows, mascara and a lip. So I just went in and just used a pencil on my brows and the Nabla Vicious mascara. This is Mob Beauty M1990. And I'm just going to use this to line my lips, like the outline of them. And then a bit of Freckle from Beauty Bay. Oh no! Cool. Rolled it up too much and it broke. Cool, 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 cool. And then a bit of Endless Cacao. And maybe just a little bit of Velvet Tattoo. Just to bring a tiny bit of warmth back. Just a wee bit though. Oh, freckles, and I think that's it. I'll add my wee freckles back in after. I only really sort of do the more noticeable ones that you can really see because I'm just using an eyeshadow here. And that is, I need to sort of do something with this hair. I keep going to sleep with it wet. So let's see what happens when we put a bit of Voodoo's Prep Talk dry texture spray in. Also the sign of a makeup artist. It's giving Sonic the Hedgehog, which I don't mind it. And that is the finished look. What do y'all think? Apart, oh wait, actually, hold on. Now that's the finished look. What do y'all think? That was just a bit of the Charlotte Tilbury finishing powder. How is it? Like, I actually cannot get over the pigment in that silver shadow. I was not expecting that and it went everywhere. So I think next time I would be a little more light-handed on the silver. But I really like how that came out. What do you think? Do you like it? And it's a nice, hopefully this you can see, a nice light coverage on the skin, which I really do love. I love all coverages on skin. I just love mixing it up. I'm mixing it up with a bit of full coverage lately because I do love, this is like probably one of my favorite ways to wear a base. But yeah, and I love like a real crazy heavy look with such a light base, if that makes sense. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all in my next video. And if you could comment what you liked about it, if you liked it, was there anything you would change, and please share, that would be amazing. And I'll see you on my next one. Okay, thank you for watching. Bye.